awesome to see you guys today. Just figured I'd let you know right off the bat, this isn't gonna take very long. Hey!
It's Some Guy Who Could, starring Brett Picorni. Featuring Brett Picorni. Guest stars on the show include Sal, Pappy, and the lovely Paula. Today's episode is brought to you by Brett Picorni.
Alright, I put Paula away because she was being pretty sassy, but also, we really don't need her for what we're doing today. I'm going to put the link in the description down below, but remember how I did that episode about the dry-aged beef tenderloin and how I trimmed it and how it was amazing, it was super great. And remember how I said someday I'll show you how to do that, how to dry-age it? Today is the day! Alright, so we're not going to dry-age a tenderloin. In fact, we're not even going to dry-age what I thought we were going to dry-age. I was going to try grinding my own beef and dry-aging that because I saw someone do an experiment and they said it turned out really amazing. So I still want to try dry-aging ground beef, but first, I couldn't pass this up. They had whole New York strip loin roasts on sale at the store. Granted, this isn't like a huge New York strip roast, but it's still more than one steak. So even if I just get one really good thick steak out of this after dry aging it, I'm gonna be happy. The procedure is pretty similar. In fact, it's identical from steak to steak. I do it the same way with strip as I do with tenderloin, as I do with ribeye, so yeah, I'm gonna say the only thing that's not identical is the cut. But anyway, it's pretty simple. We got our cut of meat here. We can, throw this out because we don't need it anymore. But anyway, as you see, I've got a paper towel laid down here, and we want to pat this dry. It's pretty juicy, and the whole point of dry aging is, well, you want it to be dry. We want to get rid of all these little juices on the outside. Now, this is a pretty good cut of New York strip. The fat on the outside here is just kind of melting on my hand, which is a great sign. It means it's gonna be a good piece of beef. But anyway, what we're doing now, as you can see, I've got something else laid down right here. This is cheesecloth. Now, some people use umai dry bags, something like that. I use cheesecloth when I dry age, and it's really simple and it works fantastic. All we gotta do is lay it down right here. And as we start to wrap the cloth over the beef, we want to give it a good little turn here. Don't be afraid to use a lot of cheesecloth, okay? Don't go cheap on this. You want it to be covered but also breathable. That's why we have cheesecloth, because it breathes. But anyway, we've rolled it over once or twice like that. We're gonna bring it over on the sides here, and we're gonna continue to roll it. There we go. And as we need, we can bring these in and just continue to roll this on up good and tight. And there you have it. This is our New York strip, perfectly ready to dry age. There's just one more step, or maybe a couple steps that can just act as whatever. There's one more step. Now, what I've got here in addition to that meat, obviously, is a pan with a little grate here, and you just want to, set that grate right on top. It's form-fitting. These are easy to find at the Dollar Tree. They're crappy, but they work for this purpose. Anyway, next on the agenda, we've got some table salt and we've got some rock salt. The table salt, you want to just go ahead and pour a decent amount in the bottom of this pan. What that's going to do is it's going to cake up a little bit and help collect all the meat juices that sort of drip out of the steak while it's dry aging. Because that's what dry aging is. It's pulling the moisture out of the meat, which I know that doesn't sound like you want to do. Everybody wants a good juicy steak, but trust me, you'll still have a juicy steak. You're just pulling out that extra moisture so it kind of reduces the size of the beef. I know, again, this sounds terrible, but trust me, it makes it have a stronger, beefier flavor. It breaks down the proteins a little bit so it's more tender. It's just all in all a wonderful thing. And trust me, it's a worthwhile process. Anyway, after we've got our little bit of table salt down, we also want to put in some rock salt. Obviously, that table salt is going to help draw some of the moisture out of the steak. It's also going to help stave off any bacteria that might want to live on that meat. But the rock salt's really what's going to be doing that for us. Once we got that down, we'll put just a little bit more of the table salt so that, it helps bring this salty mass all together nice and cohesive like. Okay, we've got our grate, we've got our salt. Let's give it a little shimmy shake. And now, well, and we're good to go. Ideally, you don't really want your meat sitting on top of the salt, which this is right above the level, so we should be good here. Regardless, if you're worried, you can just every day or whatever, give it a little flip, whatever makes you comfy. Next up, all you gotta do, put this in the fridge, let it sit for between 14 and 35 days. I know that seems like forever to wait for some meat. But trust me, it is worthwhile in the end. And that's all she wrote, guys. I really don't think dry aging can get any easier than that. It takes up a little bit of fridge space, sure, but if you got the space and you got the time, it's well worth the wait. Trust me. Now, before I go, I do want to make a couple quick mentions. I am doing great with subscribers. Several times already, I've noticed my subscribers have jumped up more than 10 in one night. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a lot for me. Until recently, my maximum subscribers has been like 66. Sure, I've had videos that were viewed by, a couple thousand people, but that still doesn't change the fact that my subscribers have always been sub 100. So you can imagine how thrilled I am that these numbers just keep climbing. Even if you just share it one time, that is a huge amount of people who are exposed to seeing my videos. Really, the point of all this is so that I can entertain you guys, and the more people I can entertain, the better. So by sharing to more people, you really are helping me out, and you're also bringing joy to a bunch of other people. Wow, that sounded narcissistic. Real quick, some people who have definitely had an influence on others joining up and watching my channel. A quick thank you to Amber. Amber, I know you're one of my biggest fans. You like, you comment, you share out the wazoo, and I could not be more grateful for you. And next up, a big thank you also to Bill and Liz, aka Mom and Dad. Love you guys, thank you guys, so appreciative. I know you both shared a bunch as well, and you've gotten me a ton of subscribers. And of course, another big thank you to everyone else who has been liking, sharing, and all that. I do appreciate each and every one of you who's been helping me so far. And if you are not subscribed yet, hit that button down below, as well as the like button, please, and thank you. And of course, don't forget to share. So anyway, that being said, once again, thank you guys for watching. I hope you give dry aging a chance, and I also hope you like and subscribe. So, if you could do that, that would be super great. Until next time, I just hit the mic. Until next time, I'm some guy who cooks. I'll see you around.